So tell us a little bit about the labor supply report and what it means.
So the labor supply report's a little unique. Again, it is primary research, but it's done from the employee's perspective. And so what we're looking for there is really an old-fashioned household residential survey and contacting employees in the area. We're looking for people who consider themselves to be underemployed, and so they self-define themselves as underemployed by people who have a skill set that they're not currently using in their position, or educational attainment or certifications that they're not currently using in their position. And so those are the types of people that we're looking for. We typically do a breakout, both male and female. We also do a 3 age group breakout, which makes our reports a little bit different than some of our competitors, and I think that's an important piece. It also makes them a little more expensive than some of our competitors, but that's an important distinction. In some of our competitors' cases, they look at overall number of respondents without regard to male-female split or the age group split. And so in our case, we're able to drill down a little bit deeper into the workforce to see what motivates an 18 to 29-year-old, for instance, versus a 55 and over, someone in the workforce 55 and over. And so there's some distinct differences there. One of the things I think that's really interesting in the labor supply is we find a couple of different groups of people. We find those that are actively seeking other jobs, but what we also find are those who are willing to take another job for the right opportunity. And so we ask them what that right opportunity looks like. And so when they provide that information for us, that's important for existing employers, again, that are looking to expand, but it's particularly important for employers that are looking to come to the area.
Right.
So this one really helps, particularly in rural areas. It helps people overcome the objection of, do you have the workforce?
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, in many cases, many of the states now are starting to look at 4.5%, 5.5% unemployment again. Of course, you and I know that's driven largely because of a participation rate that's at historic lows. But anyway, the states are reporting that their unemployment is there, and so employers are concerned again about whether or not there's employees out there available to fill positions. And so this report allows us to let them know that we're not just looking at the unemployed segment, but we're also looking at the underemployed segment. So across the country, in the surveys that we've done like this, we've seen 70% and above in terms of the existing employees who would be willing to or actively seeking a new position. So when you're in a small rural community and you have unemployment of 4.5%, and the employer's worried that you're not going to have the workforce to meet that, it changes the entire conversation to be able to show them that you have 70+% of your existing workforce who consider themselves underemployed and who would be willing to make a change for the right opportunity. That changes the entire conversation.
Sure.